Hey guys, it's Darlene from Couture. How are you guys? I'm coming to you late Saturday night. Thought I'd do a cute little tutorial for you, show you how to make a fun Christmas gift that you could give to a neighbor or a friend, a coworker. So this was bought at Dollar Tree. Okay, so for $1, I was able to get this cute little hot pad. Has a pocket on it, and we are going to put our gingerbread guy on the pocket. And then I have a little cookie mix and a scraper and a wooden spoon. So easy peasy. And all they need to add to this is some butter and some water, and they can make a little thing of cookies. So we're going to do 2 of these. We're going to use our Couture ink, and we're going to heat set that, and then it's going to be permanent. So what we want to do is I'm going to put a little bit of blue painter's tape right down here, because the legs are going to go off the end of this, and I want it to stop right here where the seam binding is. So I'm going to just apply a little bit of the blue painter's tape down there, right where I want that to stop, because that is where our ink is going to stop. And we're going to do both of these guys. It'll be easy to do 2 at once, and then we will have 2 projects to give to neighbors or friends or sell at a craft show. So I'm just kind of tucking that down. All right. So these also were bought at the dollar store. So for $4, you have a fun little project. I'm going to take my Couture ink, and I have mixed our bark. I took bark, and I think the other color was almond or one of the beige colors, and I just made a lighter gingerbread color. You could use the bark, but I think this will show it better on our dark red. So you're going to take your transfer, and you are not going to fuzz this. You want this to stick really tightly to your fabric. So we are just going to put it straight down onto our fabric, and we are going to hope that this sticks really well and that the chalk paste does not leak underneath, and actually the ink. I'm so used to doing, oh, and we just had something fall off the bed. I'm so used to doing my chalk paste. So I am just making sure that this is going to be adhered really tightly to my fabric. And sometimes if you've used your transfer a lot, it is not going to stick as well. So we're just going to make sure that we press, because we don't want it going underneath. We want it to be on there really tightly. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to be really careful about those edges. I'm going to actually hold it down a little bit. I think this is a really slick fabric. I think that's part of the reason, is that it has a coating on it. So we're going to take our chalk paste here, our ink. It is late at night. I am a little tired, forgive me. We're going to take our ink, and I'm going to take my squeegee, and I'm going to start spreading. And I'm just going to hold this here to make sure that it's not going to move. My transfer's been used a lot. It is not brand new. So we want to make sure that it's going to stay down onto our surface. You're going to be careful that you don't get this off the edge. This is permanent. It will not come out. So if I happen to get this onto the other part of the fabric, then I would just have an oopsie there. And that is just the way it would be. So I need to make sure that I do not get this on my registration mark there. I'm going to go ahead and stop for a second. I'm going to take a little bit of my blue painter's tape and cover that registration mark. Okay, almost had a tragedy. The good thing is that our ink does not dry fast. So you have a little bit of time to get this down on the surface and figure it out. So I'm going to hold this right here. I'm going to make sure that I get that adhered down so that it's not going to move on me. So I'm kind of pressing it down through the silkscreen onto the fabric below, and I'm scraping off the excess. Okay, all right, we're almost there. I'm going to make sure that all of my surface underneath is covered with my ink before I pull this off. Sometimes it will absorb in. You don't want to go over it too much because you do not want it bleeding underneath your transfer. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to check this. We're going to see how we're looking here. Okay, it's looking good. Need to even this out. There's a little bit of a bump in my transfer. Looking good, guys. Okay. All right, this down here, I just need to kind of squeegee that, make it a little more even. Let's go ahead and, okay. One more time, just gonna even this out. Make sure all of my bubbles are out of my chalk transfer here. So these are silkscreen transfers, and they're made by Couture, and they are reusable. You can use them again and again. Okay, I think we're good to go. Have a little bit down here. I'm gonna fix that with a stylus. I'm gonna go ahead and set that to the side because we're gonna use that again. All right, this down here, let me just kind of fix that area a little bit. There is a little bit of a bubble down there where the paint, the chalk or the ink. I am super tired. Sorry, guys. Forgive me. Where the ink is trying to go underneath the piece of blue painter's tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a mini squeegee, and I'm just going to carefully spread that up, just like that. Okay, and that's good. I'm going to remove this because we need to heat set this. So we have to heat set in between colors, our layers. So that one will be fine. I'm going to set that right there. I'm going to take my paper towel and go ahead and clean this off so that we do not get that onto the fabric. Right, that is my heat press talking to me. It's telling me, come on, use me. It's going to turn off. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to get this one lined up. So this pocket's a little bit shorter, which is fine. We're just going to get it all lined up here. Maybe we want it to be, well, let's see. I think we're going to have to go with that. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and get this down, and hopefully this one will stick a little bit better. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get my fingers cleaned off. I have my Lysol wipes here, and see what was on my fingers. If I touched my fabric, then that would be on my fabric. So clean your fingers and take your paper towel, dry. Okay, so we're ready to do our next one. So I'm gonna take some of my ink here and plop it down into the center of this. And we're going to start spreading from the center out. And here's my squeegee I was using. I'm going to go up for the head. All right. And then we're gonna do the little arms, and I'm just holding this down because for some reason this fabric has a coating and the transfer does not want to stick to it. So it's not as easy as I thought it was gonna be. No big deal, it's still gonna work. And I think once we get this layer on, all the others will go on really easily because they will stick to this. So I think that we'll have an easier time with the rest of it. So I'm just going to even this out here, get my excess off, making sure that I filled everything on my screen. It's pretty thick. Sometimes I will thin my ink down with water. They say you don't have to, but I have found that sometimes I need to, just like my chalk paste. Sometimes I have to add water to my ink. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna take a look at this. I think we're gonna have the same issue right down here by the feet. I'm trying to get that so that it's more even. Okay, I'm gonna peel this up and let's see what we got. Looking good. Okay, I'm just gonna fix the feet like I did before. This is going into my water bath. And what I'll do is I'll take my little squeegee again, and we are just going to fix right down there by the feet. No big deal. Not gonna worry about having a little line in it. It will be fine. Okay. All right. Now what we'll do is we'll take this off, and then we're gonna dry this with our heat gun real quick. Got blue painters take stuck to my fingers. Gonna put, this looks like chocolate. Yum. What a chocolatey mess. So you can mix your own colors. Do not worry. If you don't have a color that you want, you can just mix it. Okay, I'm gonna take my heat gun and we're gonna dry this. I'm gonna wet my fingers again because I have a mess on them. So once we have dried this a little bit, then I will heat set it with my heat press, and then we'll do the next layers. So I'm just going to put it a little bit closer. So it takes a little bit because the ink takes longer to dry. And I could have put an ink mat behind here to hold it, but I didn't do that. I just chalked right through it because it doesn't matter if it goes all the way through because that is your hot pad. So just keep them moving. I just want it to be a little bit drier. There's some areas that are thick. All right, we're getting there. Okay, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Some of the ink is going to go onto my parchment paper. That's okay. I'm not going to stress over that. We're going to put this underneath because you want to have something underneath. You don't want the heat going onto this surface. So we will use here's some parchment paper. We're going to tear it in half. We don't need the whole thing. I'm going to go ahead and set it right there, and then we're going to heat set this. So we're going to do this a couple of times, and my cord is underneath. Oh, I'm going to have to get it. My extension cord is tangled on this. All right, here we go. Okay, this is the Cricut Easy Press, and we're just going to set it down and we're going to press the green light, so it's going to count down for 30 seconds. So while that's doing, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Chalk Couture and the amazing opportunity to join my team and get a kit and be able to make these fun things and make some money at the same time. You do not have to do tutorials or lives. You can simply just make fun product. So if you're interested in joining, just let me know. Just put info below and I will get back with you. You can also just purchase. Okay, looking good. We still have down here at the bottom, it is not all the way done. I can tell that. So we're going to do it again. And generally you would flip it over and do the other side. We can't do that because we can't turn it inside out. And the other side is the area that you pick up your hot pan with. So we're just going to do this area twice. So to join Chalk Couture, it is only $99 for the kit. In the US, in Canada, it's $129, and then there is tax and shipping on that, which normally there is on everything. So that is how much it is, and you get an amazing kit. It is just a really neat kit. I think we need to do the bottom part again. The top part is done. The bottom part down here is not all the way. So let's go ahead and do this one more time. And then we'll do the next part. We'll add the face and we'll add the frosting on and we'll do the cute little saying. So signing up, once you sign up and become a designer, you get 40% off of everything, which is really amazing. And get this, you get a one-time 15% additional discount. So basically it's like getting 55% off. So that's a pretty cool deal. So if you are interested in purchasing anything, you may consider doing the kit instead. So this is a little tacky still. We're going to set this one to the side. We'll go ahead and do this one. Occasionally you will need to heat set it more than once. And we actually are going to be doing the other part of it. So we're going to be doing, well, the cheeks are last, and they are numbered. So if you get confused, the first part had a number 1. This part has a number 2. This is the frosting and the face, and then the little saying. We won't be doing the feet part because that is hanging off the edge of the hot pad. So we're not going to worry about that with this guy, but it's going to be super cute. This stuff is so much fun, guys. It honestly, I never thought that I could do a job and have it be so much fun and be able to make money at it too. Okay, we're gonna do it again. So normally, like I say, we would turn it inside out, like with the t-shirt. You're gonna heat set both sides, and you also can feel it and see. I can tell that this is still really tacky, so I can tell it's not all the way heat set. That I do need to probably do it again, which is fine. It was a little bit thicker, especially down here on the legs. But this is going to be so cute for a gift for a neighbor. How fun is that? And the price is right. So now is the time to start doing those things. Now is the time to get out there and get these things from the Dollar Tree, because that they're in right now. Okay, I can tell that I need to get right in here is where I need to get. I need to focus right at the edge, because remember I had to use the small mini squeegee to get right in there. So I am going to try to press right down there. We're gonna do it one more time. So we're gonna be heat setting it again when we do this other part. So don't worry, it will be permanent. You could wash this if you wanted to, and it would stay. It's not going anywhere. Our ink is permanent. So that's the great thing about it. You can do this on t-shirts. You can do this on bibs, on onesies. Works on glassware, which is really cool. You just have to heat set that in the oven. Okay. All right. I think we are good. I think we're good to go on the next part. Okay, going to go ahead and we will do this one because it's cooled down. So it does feel, it feels less sticky now that it's cooled. And we can take our transfer. This part is brand new. So I do want to go ahead and I want to fuzz it. I don't want it to pull up any of my ink. You always have the possibility of that happening. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. On the back, I'm going to write gingerbread because these are reusable and you're going to save your backer sheet. So it's actually Baking Spirits Bright is the name of it. Baking Spirits Bright is the name of the transfer. Okay, so we have that, and then making sure I had it on that. On the back of this one, I just have ginger, so that's for the little gingerbread guy. Okay, so we're gonna peel this off, and usually we don't fuzz it when we put it onto fabric. I'm only fuzzing it because of this. I don't want it to pull anything up. I am gonna fold my corners under. It makes it easier to pull it up off of your surface. And I am going to figure out where my little hands are. And we're gonna do the eyes in black, the mouth in red. We're gonna do the little hand part here, the frosting in white. This is gonna be green. So several different colors. I'm going to move some of my stuff. I have my, okay, this is for the center part for the green. I have multi-tools because I have one for my pink for my cheeks. All I have to do is, oh, and I need a mini squeegee for this. Okay, so with black, it's really more runny. You're going to use just a tiny bit. You're going to start out away from your opening. You're only going to go over it once. You're not going to keep going over it. Make sure it's completely filled. That's all you have to do. You're not going to go back and forth, back and forth. All right, so then set that to the side. And then for your mouth, just dip that in the red. And that is all you do. You don't work it, work it, work it. You are going to just simply do that. You can take your mini squeegee here, dip that, the white is really thick. So you want to be careful with that. We are just going to go over it once there, okay? And set that right there. It actually will stay up. My green, okay, I think this is Green Envy. Let me look. Oh, no, this is Meadow. Okay. The inks and the chalk paste, they have different names on certain ones. So I'm going to take my ink here and just spread it down. Put a little bit across there. Don't want to work it too much. Put my excess back into the jar. Get that little corner. I can see that I didn't get the bottom of the bee. When we pull this off, we're going to check it. We're going to make sure that we got everything. So we are going to, I'm going to set that to the side there. I'm going to go ahead and peel this off. Looking good. Awesome. Very cute. Okay. All right. So that one is we're going to trade these. And I'm going to do this one next. It's all dry. You can tell that it's fine. It is not sticky anymore. We're going to try to get this lined up and get this little guy on here. Okay. You could use your registration marks. That's what they're there for. I'm not using them this time. Just trying to line it up. I'm trying to get this to stick down. So I'm going to get this to adhere down, just pressing on the green part. And then I want to make sure that the eyes are down before I start to do them because that black is really, really runny. So I'm going to press down to the sides and then I'm simply going to just use what was already on the edge of that And the same with the mouth. I am just gonna go over it just like that. Perfect. Okay, so my white, I'm gonna be very careful, super thick, and make sure I don't go off the edge of this. All right. Okay, put my excess back into my jar. And then we'll do the center of this. Now, it's not sticking how I would like it to stick, so I need to be careful when I do this. I'm hoping that my words aren't going to blur out. So I'm going to try to just go down and then go over right here. So there we go, just like that. Pretty much going in one direction once I get it down. Okay, my excess goes back into my jar. Sorry if my head's in the way. Gonna peel this down. We have a problem, Houston, we have a problem. Okay, so my words bled. All right, well, you know what, it's not the end of the world. Okay. So let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can clean that up, because we did heat set this, so we should be able to just clean that up with our Clorox wipe. So let me get a Q-tip. I was afraid that the center was going to do that because it was lifting on me. So this is already heat set, so I can fix my little boo-boo right here on the face. I can fix that. No worries about that. And then the eye has just a little bit. So sometimes it's not good to do more than one, but you know me, I'm always pushing it to the limit. Okay, so that I can clean up. These guys, let's just see what we can do, because I want to be able to show you. So all I'm doing is taking my Q-tip and I'm dipping it into my water. So my water bath is right here. So we're just gonna clean up some of this. Look at that, it's gonna come right off. Okay, so we're just gonna clean up a few of these little oopsies. And then we're gonna heat set it. So, no big deal. It happens, right? So the good thing is that we had our layer down there and it was heat set, so we were able to clean it off. So let me go ahead and let's just get this once again. And the other thing that we could do is we could paint around it with our brown color. Okay, we're getting there. We don't want to heat set it until we know that we're happy with it, because once you heat set it, it is permanent, okay? So once it's heat set, then there is no fixing it. That would be a problem. Okay, we're almost there. One more. So, you know, guys, don't stress over things. If you have an oopsie, a lot of times it is fixable, okay? So no one's gonna know how this is supposed to be except for you. You're the only one that is gonna know. So don't tell them. Don't tell your secrets. Don't tell, oh, well, it's good, but you know what? I messed up this part. Don't do that to yourself, okay? All right, so all better, right? Let me see what, let me fix the corner of his mouth. I'm just dipping the stylus in here. We're just gonna fix that corner. And now we're gonna dry this with the heat gun really quick. and let's see how it looks. I may want to clean up just a touch more. So looking at it at an angle. So I might just want to get right in here. So it's not the end of the world if something happens. Don't worry, just take a breath, figure out what you need to do. If you need to take some of your brown and you need to touch something up, then that's what you're gonna do. And that's super easy to do that. Okay, oops, don't do that though. Did you see it was stringing out? So it can really be, it can be funny around here, I'll tell you. So, you know, you can always paint in those areas if you're worried about it. But I'm telling you, no one knows what it's supposed to be like except for you. And as long as you don't sit there and pick at your project and say, oh, you know, I messed up on this and I messed up on that. Don't do that to yourself. Just say, don't you love it? I love how it turned out. So have confidence in your work. Okay, let's try this. And then let's get the little chickies on it. And then we're done. So remember, it takes longer to dry because it is ink. Okay, so we're going to use our parchment paper. We're going to put that over the top of it. We're going to heat set this for 30 seconds, and then we'll take a look at it, and we'll see if we need to do it for another 30 seconds. I'm going to press our timer. Loud noise. Oh, I got the hiccups. Oh, goodness. This could really be hysterical. Hopefully they don't continue. Sometimes they do. So we're counting down. All right, guys. So we're getting there. I'm going to put some of my stuff over here into my water bath so that we can clean that. Okay. Always check your fingers. I actually have ink on my fingers. Let's peel that out. It's looking good. I think we're going to do it again one more time though, because we want to make sure that it is truly heat set. Okay, so because we would normally just flip it over, but we're going to do it again. So let me know, guys, if you're interested in learning how to craft and make money at it. I can help you out. It is a fun thing to do. Couture is amazing. It's so easy. Look how easy these things were. And these are harder. So ink is a little bit harder sometimes. The chalk paste, easy peasy. Ink, you know, it's pretty permanent. So you want to make sure that you do it right the first time. We were able to fix that though. That was pretty amazing because I didn't know if we'd be able to. All right, I'm going to move that to the side. We're going to heat set this little guy. Always making sure that you don't have any ink on your piece of parchment paper. And this is set at 305, and it's just going to count down for 30 seconds. If you do not have a heat press, you can use an iron. So you would just get your iron out and you would set it to whatever this fabric is, which it feels like a cotton polyester. And then you would iron for 3 or 4 minutes is what you would do. And make sure that you have a cover over it so that it doesn't burn it. I have seen people that did not use a cover and the ink goes onto their heat press. Not a pretty thing. Okay. Okay, we're getting there. Gonna do it one more time. And then we'll do the little cheeks. So look how easy this is, and how fun will this be to give this to someone. Such a fun little gift. Love, love, love. I love my gingerbread guys. They are just so amazing. Fun little guys. Counting down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. Okay. All right, guys. We're almost there. Hang in there with me. All right, I'm going to swap it because you always want to make sure that you are putting your transfer onto a cool surface. You do not want to put your transfer onto a hot surface because it will heat up that adhesive on the back and it will start melting it off, and that will be really sad. So there are registration marks that you could use, but I look through where the mouth is and then I go up just a little bit, and that's always just perfect usually. I'm going to take my multi-tool, dip it into my pink, and we are just going to spread just a little bit. I don't want to keep going over it like we had an issue before. We're not going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and peel that off. Look how cute. Adorable. We'll have to heat set that too because that is fresh ink. I'm going to go ahead and do this one also. And it is cool now. I'm going to go ahead and you know what? This part isn't cool though. So let's wait just a second here. Let's make sure that if you put your hand on it, it will dissipate the heat. So your hand will take the heat out of your project. So I just want to make sure that it is not too hot because I want to use this over and over. Okay, gonna go ahead. I have some already on here. That is all that I'm gonna need. I don't need a lot. And I'm gonna peel that off. Okay, now we're going to dry this with the heat gun, and then we're going to heat set them. And then they'll be ready to stuff all the little goodies in them. Got my heat gun. If you do not have a heat gun, you can use a hair dryer. You can also just let it dry overnight, but that would be a problem with the different layers. So a hair dryer works great. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm trying to see if we can actually do these at the same time. I think we're just gonna do them separately. And I will just talk to you more about Chalkin Couture and how amazing it is. I have been a crafter for 31 years and I sell at local craft shows. I sell ornaments, and in the spring I sell lots of signs. And a year ago in August, one of my friends sent me a message through Facebook and said, hey, check out these signs. What do you think? And I asked her, I said, did you make those or did you buy them? They're super cute. And she said, I made them. And she sent me this short little video of how she made it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could do that. And I totally signed up. 5 minutes later, I knew that that was something that I wanted to do. And it has been an amazing experience. I can't tell you how much I truly love this company. They are so good to us. And they really, truly care about us. That's a great thing. And they have new ideas all the time. They come out with a new catalog twice a year, and then in between that, they come out with 2 new releases that are smaller. So we are always constantly getting new ideas of things to make. So it never gets old. All right, let me take a look at this. All right, looks good. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll put this one over here. And I'm gonna go ahead and heat set that. So if you are interested in becoming a Chalkin Couture designer, just put info below and I will get back with you. I will get you all the information. And what you do is you sign up and you receive your kit in the mail, and it is $99 in the US, it's $129 in Canada, and then there's shipping and tax on that. And then each quarter, you are required to have 100 PV. So 100 PV is tied to the value of the item. So in the US, 100 PV is $150, or 150 PV is $150 in merchandise. In Canada, it's a little bit more because the exchange rate. So I think it's about 220 or something like that. So every quarter, that is all that you're required to do. That is so easy to meet, because if you're buying stuff to make presents or stuff for your house, it is so easy to get to that limit. And your first quarter is free. So basically, if you sign up now, you do not have to meet that 150 PV until the end of March, because your first quarter doesn't count. So we are in the 4th quarter of this year, so it wouldn't be till the 1st quarter of next year. So that's how that works. If you're interested, let me know. I would be happy to send you all of that information, have you join my team. We have a great team. We have a lot of support from our upper leaders, and we have a lot of support from the girls that are just directly on my team. This one is cooled down. I want to put my little goodies in here, but I don't want these to melt. So I'm going to just turn this on to air, and we're just going to get it cooled down. That's all. I don't want to put my chocolate chip cookie stuff in there and have that melt, because that would be really sad. So I'm just blowing air. Okay. All right, so that was always, I was just trying to cool it down. It was way too hot. If I put my chocolate chip cookie mix in there, then all the chocolate chips in that would be melted. So when somebody went to make their little cookies, they would just be all in one clump. Okay, so you can put anything that you want in here. If you want sugar cookies in there, or if you had gingerbread mix, you could do that. And then just put a little spoon and a little scraper, and how cute is that? You could tie a bow on this part if you wanted to, but you don't have to. It is super cute just the way that it is. So there we go. We made 2 of these guys really quickly, and they are $4 a piece. So the stuff at the dollar store, there's 4 items. So you had your little hot pad, and you have your cookies and your scraper and your wooden spoon. So that's it, guys. So thanks for joining me, and I will be back soon with another tutorial. Have a wonderful evening. Bye, guys.